Good afternoon, students. So we are solving the problems based on Bayes' theorem, that is exercise 13.3. Let us see the question. Question number 6. There are three coins. One is a two-headed coin where we are having a head on both the faces. Next, another is a biased coin that comes up heads 75% of the time, and third is an unbiased coin. So there are three type of coins we are taking. Okay, so first coin is two-headed coin. Okay, one is a two-headed coin. So two-headed coin means it is not normal coin. Okay, normal coin will have both head and tail, but here it is a two-headed coin, means both sides we are having head. So when we are tossing that type of coin, so any number of times we toss the coin, so what will the result we get? It is always giving the head. Okay, so there is no other possibility, it will always give heads. Next, second one is biased coin that comes up heads 75% of the time. Now it is a biased coin which will give 75% of times it will give head. So 25% of time it will give tail. So it is a biased coin, means the coin will be bent in such a way that we are getting head more number of times. That is 75% of time will get head, 25% time will get a tail. Okay. So normal coin, there are equal chances of getting head and tail, 50-50% chances of getting head or tail. But in case of biased coin, now we can bend it in such a way that we can get head more number of times, or we can occur tail more number of times. Depending on our requirement, the coin will be bent. Understand? It is a biased coin. So what is the probability of getting head? It is 75%, 75 by 100. So it is 3 by 4. Probability of getting tail is here, it is 1 by 4. So there is more chances of getting a head here. Now another coin, and third coin is unbiased. So unbiased means it is a normal coin. Normal coin. So it is a normal coin, means there are equal chances of getting head and tail. Okay. So these are the three coins we are having. Now one of this coin is taken and we are tossing. One of the three coins is chosen at random and it is tossed. It shows heads. We are tossing the coin, we know the result on coin, it is a head. Now it can be coming from any one of these three coins. Understanding? One of the coin I am taking and I am tossing it, we know the result that it is giving head. So it may be coming from either first coin or the second coin or from the third coin. Now we are finding what is the probability that it was a two-headed coin. Now what is the chance that it is this first coin? Okay. So we are applying the reverse probability. Already we know that coin is giving head. Now what is the chance that it is giving from first coin? Okay. So we are applying the reverse probability, that is the Bayes' theorem we have to apply. Understanding about this three coins. So this is a two-headed coin. Now always will get head only here. Biased coin, 75% of times will get head. Normal coin, 50% of chances are there to get head. So it is a 1 by 2 probability here. Here probability of getting head is 3 by 4. Here the probability of getting head is 1, because it is a sure event. Okay. So let us take the events first, that is selection of coins. We may select this first coin, or we may select this second coin, or we may select this third coin. So there are three cases. Let E1 be the event of selecting two-headed coin. Next, E2 be the event of selecting a biased coin, and E3 is the event of selecting an unbiased coin. Okay, these are the 3 coins we have. Now what is the probability of selection of these coins now? Here, what is the probability of selection of first coin? We have 3 coins. Now they are having equal chances of occurrence. So what is the probability of getting one of these coins? Total 3 are there, in that 1 is in favor. So probability of E1 is 1 by 3, probability of E2 is also 1 by 3, all are having the equal chances of occurrence for the 3 events. Okay, 3 coins have equal chances of occurrence. Now after selecting one of the coins, we are tossing it and we know the result on coin. What is the event already happened? One of the coins is selected at random and tossed, it shows heads. We are interested in getting head. So let us define the common event which may occur in E1 or E2 or E3. Let A be the common event, getting head on the coin. Okay, A is the event of getting head on the coin. So here, what is the probability of getting head if we are selected a 2-headed coin? What is the probability of getting head if I am selecting a 2-headed coin? So that we write here, probability of getting head probability of getting on 2-headed coin. So it is a notation we can write here, probability of getting head, it is event A has occurred when we are selected 2-headed coin. It is given that E1 is selected. Okay, so it is probability of A given that we are selecting a 2-headed coin. Understanding? So we are interested in getting head. Now where we can get head? If we are selecting a 2-headed coin, we can get head. If we are selecting biased coin, then also we can get head. If we are selecting unbiased coin, then also we can get a head. Okay, so probability of getting head given that if it is a 2-headed coin. So what is the chance of getting head when we are tossing a 2-headed coin? It is a sure event, always we get head only. So probability is 1. Next, probability of getting head on a biased coin. It is probability of getting event A given that if we are selected the biased coin, right? So biased coin gives 75% of the times heads. So probability of getting head is 75 by 100, which is 3 by 4. And probability of getting head on unbiased coin. So this is probability of the event A given that if we are selecting unbiased coin. So P of A given E3. Unbiased coin, what is the probability of getting head? It is 1 by 2. Both are having the equal chance of occurrence for head and tail. So it is a normal coin, it is a biased coin, it is a 2-headed coin. So these are the corresponding probabilities. Now what we require? We require the probability of the probability that it was a 2-headed coin when we know that the result on coin is head. Okay, so probability that it is a 2-headed coin. Probability that it is a 2-headed coin when we know that coin results in head. Okay, so already we know that coin is giving head. Now in that what is the probability that it is a 2-headed coin is denoted by probability of E1 given that it is showing head, okay, getting head on the coin. So we have to find P of E1 given A. Understand? Probabilities we know and probabilities of getting heads we know in these three cases. So how do you find P of E1 given A? By using Bayes theorem. So by using Bayes theorem, how can you write probability of E1 given A? First we write denominator, that is the total probability. Now total probability of occurrence of head. Now where we can get head? In the first case we can get head, in the second case also we can get head, and third case also we can get head. So it is denominator total probability, selection of first coin in that getting head, or selection of second coin in that getting head, or selection of third coin in that also we can get head. P of A given E3. This is the denominator, that is total probability. Now out of all these three cases, which case we are interested? We are interested in the first case. So write this first case in numerator, that is the favorable. So P of E1 into P of A given E1. This is the probability we are finding, right? So 1 by 3 into P of A given E1 is 1, divided by 1 by 3 into 1 plus P of E2 is 1 by 3, P of A given E2 is 3 by 4, plus 1 by 3 into P of A given E3 is 1 by 2. Simplified, we will get the answer 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3. You can take it common and cancel. So remaining 1 by 1 plus 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. Okay, I am taking 1 by 3 common in numerator and denominator, it will get cancelled. So this is what remains. Take LCM, 4 will come to numerator, so it will be 4 plus 3 plus 2, which is 4 by 9. The required probability is here 4 by 9. Understand? So this is how we are applying the Bayes theorem. Already we know that coin is giving head. Now we are finding the reverse probability that it is giving the two-headed coin. If we are finding what is the probability that it is a biased coin, means we need P of E2 given A. So write that second case in the numerator. Okay. So remember that denominator is same, that is the total probability we are writing here. Out of all these cases, whichever the case we need, that we are going to write in the numerator. Understand? See the next question. Question number 7. An insurance company insured 2000 scooter drivers, 4000 car drivers and 6000 truck drivers. The probability of an accidents are given 0.01 for the scooter drivers, 0.3, 0.03 for car drivers, 0.15 for truck drivers respectively. Now one of the insured persons meets with an accident. Now what is the probability that he is a scooter driver? Okay. Suppose if we are having an insurance company, now we are giving insurance to some drivers like scooter driver, car driver and then truck driver. So for three type of drivers we are giving the insurance. Now the probabilities of meeting with an accident for this three type of drivers, they are given. Now one of the insured persons meets with an accident. Okay. So you are sitting in the office in your company. Now you got a call that one of the insured persons met with an accident. So we don't know that which driver it is. Okay. So what we know is one of the person got an accident. So now what we will be thinking that the accident person, maybe he is a scooter driver, or maybe he is a car driver, or maybe he is a truck driver. So there are three possibilities. Now out of the three cases, I am interested in finding what is the probability that he is a scooter driver. So out of three cases, we need this one case. So again we are finding the reverse probability. Already we know that the driver met with an accident. Now what is the chance that he is a scooter driver? So we are finding the reverse probability, that is applying the Bayes theorem, right? So first you have to decide that what formula we are going to apply when we are solving the problem based on probabilities. Understand? So here there are three type of drivers. So let us define three events. Let E1 is the event of the insured person is a scooter driver. Okay, E1 is the event of the insured person is a scooter driver, and E2 is the event of the insured person is a car driver, and E3 is the event of insured person is a truck driver, right? So we are giving only to these three type of drivers insurance. So what is the total number of drivers here? Total number of drivers equal to 2000 plus 4000 plus 6000, which is 12,000. So totally there are 12,000 drivers. In that, what is the probability that the selected driver is a scooter driver? Total is 12,000. In that, how many are in favor to scooter driver? 2,000 are scooter drivers. So here, what is the probability of E1? I can write probability that insured person is a scooter driver. Totally there are 12,000 drivers. In that 2,000 are scooter drivers. So it is 1 by 6. Next, probability of the insured person is a car driver. Again total we have 12,000 drivers. In that 4,000 are car drivers. So it is 1 by 3. And probability of the insured person is a truck driver. It is 6,000 out of 12,000, so which is 1 by 2. Okay. Usually we are having the problems where there are two bags or three coins. They are having the equal chances of occurrence. But here the number of drivers are different. So probability of occurrence of this drivers also different here. 1 by 6, 1 by 3, 1 by 2. Okay. So after finding these probabilities, now let us define the common event. Okay. What is the common event? The insured person met with an accident. So that person maybe is a scooter driver, or maybe he is a car driver, or maybe he is a truck driver. Okay. So that is the event which can be common to all these three events, E1, E2, E3. Let A be the event of insured person met with an accident, right? So this is a common event, that is I am defining it as A. So here, what is the probability of the insured person met with an accident if he is a scooter driver? Okay. What is the probability of insured person met with an accident if he is a scooter driver? So probability of insured person met with an accident if he is a scooter driver. What is the notation I can write here? Probability of insured person met with an accident if he is a scooter driver. That probabilities are given. The probability of accidents are 0.01 for scooter driver, 0.03, 0.15 for car drivers and truck drivers. So what is the probability? It is P of A given that even. Understand notation? Probability of meeting with an accident given that he is a scooter driver. So that probability is given 0.01. Next, probability of insured person met with an accident. Probability of insured person met with an accident if he is a car driver. It is P of A given E2, given it is 0.03. I can convert to decimals. It is 1 by 100, it is 3 by 100. Next, probability of insured person met with an accident if he is a truck driver. Is P of A given E3. It is given 0.15%, so which is 0.15, 15 by 100. So these are the corresponding probabilities for the drivers to meet with an accident, for scooter driver, for car driver, and then for a truck driver. Now what we require? We require probability that the person is a scooter driver, okay, if accident is already happened. So we require a probability of the driver is a scooter driver if he met with an accident. This is what we require, denoted by P of E1 given that the accident is already happened. Okay, so we require P of E1 given A. So what we have to apply here? Bayes theorem. So using the Bayes theorem, so by using Bayes theorem, how can I write P of E1 given A? Again, first we write the theorem of total probability. The accident it may happen to scooter driver, or it may happen to car driver, or it may happen to truck driver. So all the possibilities, P of E1 into P of A given E1, or P of E2 into P of A given E2, or P of E3 into P of A given E3. This is the total probability of an accident. So out of these three cases, which case we are interested in? The first case, where the insured person is a scooter driver. So write this one case in numerator, P of E1 into P of A given E1. We know all the probabilities, substitute and simplify. Denominator, it is 1 by 6 into probability of A given E1 is 1 by 100 plus 1 by 3, it is 3 by 100 plus 1 by 2 into 15 by 100. These are the three cases. Now we write first case in the numerator, 1 by 6 into 1 by 100. Let us simplify it, we will get the required probability. So 1 by 100, 1 by 100, 1 by 100 I can take common and cancel. So cancelling 1 by 100, what is the remaining? 1 by 6 numerator divided by 1 by 6 plus 3 cancelled, 1 plus 1 by 100 common, 15 by 2. 6 is the LCM denominator, 1 by 6, 6 is LCM, 1 plus 6 plus 45, so 1 by 6 cancelled, 1 by it is 52. So the required probability is 1 by 52. Understand? So the event already occurred. It is a common event which may happen in one of the three cases, either E1 or E2 or E3. So first we write denominator, total probability. Now in that whatever the case we need, that we are going to write in the numerator. Understand the problem here? Right. Next. See question number 9. Two groups are competing for the position on the board of directors of a corporation. The probabilities that the first and the second groups will win are given. Probability of first group winning is 0.6 and the probability of second group winning is 0.4. Further, if the first group wins, now the probability of introducing a new product is 0.7 and the probability of introduction by second group is 0.3 if second group wins. Now find the probability that the new product introduced was by the second group. Okay. So when there is some election, we know that our political leaders, they will be giving some promises, okay, like I will do this thing, I will do that thing. So that is before the election, they are giving some promise. Now whatever the promises they do, after winning, are they going to do all the things what they promised? Okay, it may not happen in all the cases. Okay, so some promises they will do, some promises they will ignore, right? So if they are winning, okay, if first group wins, if the first group wins, the probability of introducing a new product is 0.7. Okay, if first group is winning, now what is the chance that they will introduce the new product whatever they promised before the election? It is only 0.7. It is not sure event. If they win compulsory or they introducing the new product, still there is no guarantee. So it is only 0.7 and the corresponding probability is 0.3 if the second group wins. Second group wins, then chance of introducing a new product is 0.3. Now we are interested in finding the probability that the new product was introduced by second group. Now when the second group will introduce the product? Only after winning. Okay, if they win, then they can introduce the new product. Okay, so here the introduction of new product, it can happen in two ways. It may be introduced by the first group or it may be introduced by the second group. Out of these two cases, which case we need? What is the chance that it is introduced by the second group? Okay, so out of the two cases, we need this second case. So again we are applying the reverse probability, which is the Bayes theorem. Okay, so let us define the notations first. So what are the two events it can occur here? Two events. One is winning by the first group, winning by the second group. Okay, if first group wins, what is the chance of introduction of new product? If second group wins, what is the chance of introduction of new product? We'll write these notations and then we'll write the total probability. Then we require second group. So that second case we write in the numerator. So let us take the events. Let E1 is the event of first group wins okay. E1 is the event of first group wins and E2 is the event of second group wins. Now their corresponding probabilities are given. What is the probability of E1? Probability of winning for the first and second groups are given 0.6 and P of E2 is 0.4. These are the corresponding probabilities. Now we have to define a common event. What is the common event here? Introduction of new product. Okay. So this is the common event which may occur in E1 or it may occur in E2. Let A be the event, introduction of new product. A be the event that introduction of new product. So here, what is the probability of new product was introduced by the first group? What is the notation we can write? New product was introduced by the first group. When the first group will introduce the new product? Only when they win. Okay. So if they win, then only they can introduce the new product. So it is denoted by P of. So which event is already occurred? If the first group wins, given that first group wins, then only they can introduce the new product. That is introduction of new product. P of A given E1. So how much it is? 0.7 and probability of new product was introduced or is introduced by second group. What is the notation we can write? When the second group will introduce the new product? Only after they win. So knowing that the second group wins, what is the chance of introduction of new product? So P of A given E2, it is 0.3 they given. Now what we require? We require probability of, find the probability that new product was introduced by the second group. So new product is already introduced. What is the chance that it is introduced by the second group? So we require probability of second group introduce the product. This is what we require. Probability of second group introduces the new product. It is P of new product is already introduced. So which event is already occurred? Event A has already occurred. What is the chance that it is from second group? So P of E2 given A. This is what we require. So how can I write this P of E2 given A by using Bayes' theorem? By using Bayes' theorem, P of E2 given A can be written as, first we write the denominator, total probability, It may have happened in E1, P of E1 into P of A given E1, or second case P of E2 into P of A given E2. So, these are the two possibilities. Out of this, we are interested in the second case. So, write it in numerator, P of E2 into P of A given E2. Substitute and simplify, we will get the answer. P of E2, so denominator I write first. P of E1 is 0.6, P of A given E1 is 0.7, plus P of E2 is 0.4, P of A given E2 is 0.3. So, we write the second case in numerator, 0.4 into 0.3. So, multiply and simplify, we will get the answer. Okay. So, what is the answer here? P of E2 given A. 0.4, 0.3, 0. All are 0 points. So, decimals you can take common and cancel, okay, or by 100. Numerator divided by 100, denominator divided by 100, that will get cancelled. So, remaining 4 into 3, 12 by 7 6 are 42 plus 12, so which is 12 by 54. 6 we can cancel, 2 by 9. So, the required probability is 2 by 9. Understanding the Bayes theorem here. So, it should be clear that what are the events E1, E2, E3. So, mostly they will give 2 events, sometimes they can give 3 events also. So, we are finding events E1, E2, E3 and write their probabilities first. After then we are writing the common event A. Okay. So, A is the common event which may occur in E1 or it may occur in E2 or it may occur in E3. After defining A, we are finding the probability of A given that the events have occurred. Okay. P of A given E1 we are finding, P of A given E2, P of A given E3 like this. After finding these probabilities, now we are finding the reverse probability. Okay. Knowing that event A has already occurred, now what is the chance that it is from E1, or we are finding what is the chance that it is from E2. So, first we write the denominator, that is the total probability. After writing the total probability, whichever the case we need, so that we are writing in the numerator. Okay. So, Bayes theorem, it is very easy to solve once you understand the problem correctly. Okay. So, practice more number of questions, then we can solve these problems very easily. Okay. So, important topic, compulsory question will be there in the exam based on this. So, go through all these questions up to here. Okay. So, remaining we will complete in the next class. Thank you.